Hey, what's up? Zach here, and these are my 5 favorite basketball and indoor pickleball shoes for people who wear orthotics or braces, or both. Let's get into it. Now, there's a couple different criteria if you're putting an orthotic or a brace in your shoe. Number one, it has to have the volume so that when you put the orthotic and lift the foot up a little bit off the footbed, you're not jamming into the top of the shoe. Or if it is lower volume, it better have a plush upper, right? And you know, the laces better not irritate you too much. The next thing is the heel counter and ankle collar better hold you into the shoe. Now, a traditional school of thought would be that, oh, all you gotta do is make sure you have a mid or a high. And although that is to I'd say a moderate to large extent true, there are a lot of high tops and mid tops where you're slipping, your heel is slipping around within the shoe. No, it's not coming completely out, but it is moving back up and down the shoe, which can lead to heel pain, poor performance, bad push off, all those other things, instability, stuff like that. In this video, I did try to pull enough from this kind of spectrum of different collar heights so you could see kind of which ones, if you like something more lower collar, more of a medium or higher collar. So let's get into the top 5. All right, so coming in at number 5 is a tie already, and that is between the Anta Kai 2 as well as the Nike A1. Now, both of these I like because they're a little bit more nimble, kind of low to the ground, more, kind of flexible movement type shoes. The Kai 1, or I'm sorry, the Kai 2 doesn't really have a huge heel to toe drop, so an orthotic actually will help this out a lot, right? If you're looking for just a little bit more, I'd say, forgiveness in the back of your foot. But because it has all this dense padding in the back, it's really big, they're gonna prevent a lot of slippage concerns in a shoe with this lower profile. Same with the A1. I mean, honestly, there's not all that much technologically speaking going on in the rear foot of these, but the sculpting of them, the shape of them, the forefoot, really everything about them just allows you to fit even bulkier orthotics in these with really no issue. I've actually had some patients put into these that were wearing shoes like the GT Cut 3 and things like that. I've gone into these because they needed to wear orthotics, just need a little more stability, and they have just been over the moon happy with the A1, and I've been really happy being able to recommend it. So honestly, either one of these two, if looking for kind of more of a low to the ground, bottom light kind of mover shoe, both these are great pickups. All right, and coming in at number 4 is an oldie but a goodie, and that is the New Balance two-way V5. Yeah, I mean, these have been like every single top 5 video I've done this year in terms of, best shoes for different things. And, it just has enough clearance in them. It's got enough padding in the tongue. The shape is good. You can get them in width, so you can fit bulkier orthotics in these. Honestly, I don't know if I've recommended a basketball shoe or pickleball shoe as much as I've recommended these really for just about anything. If you want to fit even braces, bulky orthotics, yeah, this is always a good pickup. All right, but coming in at number 3, another tie. It's kind of really hard with this category because there's a lot of them that do well. But coming in at number 3 is a tie between the Anta KT10 as well as the Joker 1 GT. I saw that the Joker 2 is coming out. We'll see how good those are for everything. Number 1, Joker 1 has some of the best sculpting around the rear foot. The tongue, it really envelops, no matter if it's the GT or the regular. It's just got a great base to it, flat tread profile, really all the same things in the KT10. Ton of sculpting around the rear foot. The tongue is super comfortable and padded. It fits pretty much anything. The kind of the shape of them is not super inflated, it's not super narrow in the midfoot. So you can fit bulkier orthotics, you can fit a brace in there, or you can fit more of a low profile orthotic. So really the two of these, kind of similar in terms of why they're good for orthotics. Both of them, I think, kind of equal in that category. All right, and coming in at number 2, that is the Nike Freak 7. I've been recommending these a lot recently, and for good reason. Now, these ones kind of have the Batman ears, like the LeBron 19s do, some of the other previous LeBrons. But what that does is it just really creates a nice insulating effect in the rear foot without having to have really a lot of lace irritation either, because the top of the tongue is nice and padded. Plus, nice flat tread profile, so your orthotic sits really nice on. That's another big criteria for an orthotic. If it's sitting on a shoe that's tilted to Kingdom Come, the orthotic, it's hard for the orthotic to correct that, even if it's a really crazy posted custom orthotic. It's just, that's kind of ridiculous to try to post to a shoe that's rocking back and forth anyway. So in terms of stable base, really everything like that, honestly, this could have been the number 1 shoe for sure. Honestly, any of these shoes could be the number 1 shoe. It's very tough to kind of, it's tough to discern between all these because they're all very, very good. But interestingly enough, how Nike is really actually a great brand for people that like to wear orthotics and braces. Let's say you're someone that's not wearing a shoe on this list. You're someone that wears more lower top shoe or just a shoe that allows a lot more slippage but wants to put your orthotic in there. Luckily for you, I have an entire ebook of ways that you can stop heel slippage in a shoe, as well as a ton of other enhancements you can make to a shoe, like stopping lace irritation. Let's say the orthotic pushes you up in the shoe a lot, and you got a lot of lace irritation on the top of your foot. I got ways to stop that too, all with materials that cost cents on the, or literal cents on the dollar, super inexpensive, customizations you can make in your shoes so that if you want to wear something very, very low profile and put a custom orthotic, big bulky brace in there but don't want to slip, there are ways that you can customize your shoes to be able to do that, and I'll have that linked in the description below. But with that being said, my favorite basketball shoe and indoor pickleball shoe right now for braces and orthotics, one that just does pretty much everything well, and that is the Nike LeBron Next, Genesis, and Next Gen, just all the models that have that silhouette. These ones, number one, Nike Sphere. So if you're bulking up the shoe with a brace, it's still gonna breathe okay. I mean, I know Nike Sphere isn't a miracle for breathing, but it does help, right? It also has nice top-loaded shank, rear foot and forefoot zoom, but the shoe does still stay stable on the ground. Like I had someone ask me in the comments, like, is Zoom Strobel okay to put an orthotic on top of? The answer is yes, but it is gonna wobble a little bit. It's like putting an orthotic on top of a waterbed. And so if the orthotic is really bulky and wide, you can do that. And I think it'd be okay, but if there's any room at all, there's any tolerance there, it's not gonna go well, put it that way. If you've got, though, like I said, forefoot zoom, rear foot zoom, then a stable base, it is just fine. You kind of get the best parts of the zoom as well as the orthotic. But not only is it just a mid-top, and I like that, but the sculpting on there is really nice. It's got the gusset and the tongue. It locks you down really well. You get the option for the runners on, you really don't need it. These ones just all around for even the bulkiest brace or the bulkiest orthotic just do a fantastic job. It is interesting that in a lot of these top fives, sometimes Nike comes up a ton, sometimes they don't, but this has been a model, the Next, the Next Gen, the Next Genesis, that I feel like have really served a need for forgiveness underfoot, like the LeBron 20, the 21 and 22s, but also a little more of that kind of mid-top, not protection from ankle sprains because mid-tops don't stop sprains, but just allowing you to put a brace or an orthotic in there, just kind of insulate the foot more. So yeah, this has been a great model. I hope they continue with this, or if they're going to update the Next Gen or Genesis into a 2, that they maintain the silhouette, because this is such a winning formula for me, just for all sorts. There's so many, I've recommended these so much too in the past, in the last couple of years. So I really hope they continue with these. Let them know what shoes you're wearing with braces and orthotics. Let them know what orthotics you're actually putting in your shoes. Because, on this channel, obviously there's, I do a lot with Power Step. I recommend Power Step in my office a lot, so they come up in this channel a lot. So, but I'd love to know which ones you're putting in your shoes. And if you're wearing ankle braces, let me know which one you're putting in your shoes as well. And if you do want to see what I think the best shoes are for bounce and shock absorption, make sure you click into either one of these videos right here. Subscribe down below. I'll see you in the next video.